Thanks to Justice's defection to the Republican Party, there are now twice as many Republican governors as there are Democratic governors. 34 governors' mansions held by Republicans. Democrats have just 15, plus a Democrat-allied independent. Looks like the party might need a new message. Do they? And if so, what is it? Danielle McLaughlin is a Democratic strategist, and she joins us tonight. Danielle, thanks for coming on.
Hey, Tucker, how are you doing tonight?
Well, I'm great. Also a little confused. So a lot of the smart people left to the Democratic Party have been saying for a long time, we need an economic message. This is ridiculous. You can't just win on identity politics and transgender bathrooms. You need, like, talk to people about things they care about. So Chuck Schumer, the lead Democrat in the Senate, sent out basically an overview of a better deal. This is the plan. I want to put it up on the screen for our viewers. You're familiar with it. Here are the bullet points. Stop trade cheating and market manipulation. Tax companies that ship jobs overseas. Crack down on currency manipulators. Punish outsourcing. Create an independent trade board to prosecute unfair trade practices. Buy American. I mean, I guess I could go on. It's got everything but build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. That's Trump's platform from the 2016 election, isn't it?
It is, but it's also what Democrats have been talking about not only in 2016 and 2012. Even Obama actually called China a currency manipulator when he was campaigning in 2008. I think that Democrats have been talking about this for a while, but they haven't been using their megaphone or directing their megaphone towards these important messages on trade and American jobs. Frankly, I think they've seen the effect that it's had on voters. They've seen the success that Trump has said. They've seen the fact that this is a message that resonates, and I think they're recalibrating and focusing back on the economy. James Carville said it when he was part of the Clinton team in the 90s. Right. It's the economy, stupid.
That's true, and I think that's smart, and I'm glad that they're doing it because I'm not very partisan. I just want to see good things happen for the country, and I think some of these are smart. But let's just be honest, these are not Democratic voters, and they're not ever going to be Democratic voters again because the Democratic leadership doesn't like them. I mean, when you look at Governor Justice switching parties, you're like, oh, wait a second, I hate to say this, but it's true. Just demographically, that guy has no place in your party. It's very hostile to people like that, and they're pretty open about it. Like, and you know what I'm talking about. So don't you have to fix that first?
I think that's a little bit unfair. I mean, going back to the Clinton example, the Rust Belt states were very securely Democratic back in the 90s. The South, I mean, Bill Clinton made incredible inroads in the South. And I think that what the problem has been with the Democratic Party is they have tried to build a big tent, but they have lost their core messages. And they have to go back, I think, to some simple messages that cut across all identities, all races, making sure that people understand that the Democrats are the people who do care about securing rights for, people who are in same-sex marriages. They are the party that care about the environment. But I think that the core still has to be an economic message, and I think that what Schumer's doing is trying to redirect the party in that way.
But wait a second. I mean, when you say Clinton, you mean Bill Clinton, yes. And you're absolutely right. But his wife took the opposite tack, and she lectured people in West Virginia, in downstate Illinois, and Wisconsin, and basically the whole middle of the country, and accused them of having something called white privilege, and scolded them. And a lot of these people are out of work, and their kids are addicted to OxyContin, and they're thinking, white privilege? Really? What are you even talking about? Like, you can't talk that way and win people's votes because you're saying really clearly, I hate you, which she does.
Well, clearly, Hillary Clinton doesn't hate a single American. This is a woman who dedicated her professional life to helping Americans. So I think that's really unfair.
Really? I thought it was unfair what she said. What did she mean by that? Telling poor people that they're somehow privileged, more privileged than the President of the United States? Like, what does that even mean? You can see why people would be offended by that. She said it a bunch of times. I'm being sincere. Like, why would they like that?
The concept of privilege is about a racial construct in this country where African Americans particularly have had a long history of being discriminated against. We had slavery in this country. So when Democrats talk about privilege, they're talking about historic imbalances and historic discrimination.
But she's talking about, look, and I agree with all that, but she's talking to living people who had no role in anything, who actually are the victims of economic injustice themselves, and she's attacking them for something they didn't do. So, like, that's very off-putting.
I don't agree with your characterization. I think that Hillary Clinton, like many other Democrats, even President Obama, worked really hard for the American worker. And one example I can give you is the kinds of things that Trump is saying on trade, on unfair trade practices with China. The Obama administration did an enormous amount to help the American worker and to protect American manufacturing jobs, taking China to the World Trade Organization. Well, it's a process, Tucker, isn't it? And we've come a long way. Manufacturing jobs have been coming back to this country since 2010.
I just think the cultural stuff it's a big barrier. Okay, people think you hate them, they can't hear you. Anyway, we're out of time. Good luck with that. Thank you.